nowhere. I have no idea where it came from. I don't think I got it. Hi everyone, Morgan here. So I guess the shutdown is over until like end of January or something. And then we'll see, right? But there are some lessons to be learned about the government shutdown that point to you need to be more self-reliant. So let's get into that. I have some Mylar bags and some pasta that I've had just hanging around for a while. We've been eating a little less pasta lately, but I'm gonna bag it up anyway and have it because we like pasta. We've just been eating like a little less. We've been eating more rice, less pasta lately. Anyway, boom. Here's the thing. People have been using the government systems as a way of life instead of a temporary service to get you through a tough time in life. I have been on food stamps before, but then the thing is, there are also people who are on it because they are truly struggling, because they truly need help, because they're disabled or whatever the case may be. And I think it's great that there are services there that can help people that are really in need. But there are also people that are taking advantage of the system. But I know you're not one of those people. I know you're not, okay? If you're watching this video, I want you to realize that a shutdown is not just politics. It's a preview of what life is going to look like when systems start shutting down. We cannot rely on the government for food, money, or stability. Let's not be relying on them for those bread lines, okay? Something where New York may be having a little preview here soon, but it's neither here nor there. Well, it is here and there. I'm not there. Assistance programs are never guaranteed. Even if they're there, they're just not guaranteed to be there for you forever, right? The government responses aren't fast. There's always a lag. And when the system pauses, so does your safety net. People just think that the government will always be there, the services will always be there. And so they have no safety net. They have no additional food. They have no other resources available to them. If the food stamps go, you can go to food banks, which we are going to be donating a lot of time and food and stuff. I'm going to be showing you guys that in a future video. But the shutdown is never the problem. Our dependence on these systems is the problem. Do I go to the grocery store? You betcha. Am I off grid? No, I am not. And I think that's okay. Like nobody's saying we have to go off grid right now or whatever. We are using electricity, like we may be tied to a grid, right? But we also have plenty of backups and resources and things that can make sure that if these systems go, right, we're not 100% dependent on them. We can do without. And you can't rely solely on your job either. I've talked about in the past where you should be relying on multiple streams of income, okay? But anyone, the government or not, can be let go. You are not special. You are not just some indispensable employee that you can't be let go at any time for any reason whatsoever, right? We need to have those multiple streams of income, something, anything. Keep at least a little bit of an emergency fund and get out of debt or at least significantly reduce it. And in the meantime, you can still be prepared while doing those other things. Even putting away, 10, 20 bucks at a time in your emergency fund will add up. In fact, having a stockpile of food is great for job loss because then you can focus on going and finding another job, right? And not having to buy food because you have a stockpile of food that you have. And that's one of the best ways and best reasons to stock up is for job loss. So yeah, savings don't just mean cash. Savings can mean food, right? Like I'm bagging up spaghetti, okay, and pasta. And this will be life-saving if or when, and just for every day, right? Because you use your preps and you rotate your preps, right? But skills are savings as well. And I have a Patreon. You can click this QR code or go down to the link down below in the description or hopefully the pinned comment to where you need to be joining that Patreon so that you can learn real life skills that will not only save you time, they'll save you money, they'll make you more independent. They will just all around skills. You're going to be cooking from scratch, budgeting, repairs, gardening, learning hygiene products, all these things. And if you think that this stuff doesn't matter, it does. Okay. Think about every time that you've ever been dependent on something and been like, and had that fear and had that absolute doubt of, I don't know what I'm going to do. Well, take that fear, take that doubt, and take those feelings and shove them into learning skills and getting prepared, and join my Patreon. It's just $10 a month, and that's it. It's for a community of people who are learning skills together. Oh, that was my baby monitor. For some reason, it's dying. Okay, supplies are also savings. So we're talking about food and we're talking about skills, how they are savings, and you're going to go join my Patreon, right? So you're going to be doing all these things. You're going to be learning skills. You're going to be stocking up on food, and you're going to have, a monetary savings, but you're also going to have supplies, which are like some extra paper towels, extra toilet paper, extra hygiene items, or making your hygiene items, over-the-counter medications, first aid items, batteries and flashlights. These are supplies that you can and should be stocking up on for just in case. Self-reliance does not mean going it alone. There is a huge, wide network of community, of local resources. There's local farms, there's your neighbors, there is food banks, there's churches, there's just so many local resources, friends, family, all these things that you can reach out to get not only help, but to help others, okay? Like I was talking about with the food bank. If you need help, go to the food bank. If you can give help to the food bank, give help to local places. I saw this one woman in one of my freeze drying groups who was saying that she had a food handling license, and they had a food kitchen and stuff like that in their church, and she made freeze-dried meals for her local community and then would donate them to the food bank because she had all these certifications and stuff for food safety. And I thought that was so amazing, and it made me really inspired to try to seek out doing something like that with my local church, or something to try to where I can utilize my freeze dryer to make meals that people can have for whenever. And I think that's such a great cause. It's so great. So we can all be doing something, whether it's your time, money, or resources that you may have to give. And then if you ever need to receive, don't hesitate to reach out to your local community. It's time to build a home system that doesn't collapse when the government does. That's the whole key. You want your home, your plans, and your systems to be there no matter what else happens, whether it's a natural disaster, a government shutdown, or job loss, or medical emergency, or whatever the case may be. You want your home and your home system to be set up to where, okay, that happened, but we're okay with our preps. We're okay. We don't have to spend extra money on food because, we have it, and we're okay for a while. We're going to focus on trying to find a job, or focus on this medical problem, or focus on whatever, right? So you need to have a 30 to 90 day pantry. What is the month? Oh, wow. The year's almost over, guys, and I have a video coming up that's going to be talking about how you can be prepared for 2026, because I think it's going to get a little spicy. As if it hasn't already been spicy. We need a few weeks of household supplies. I would say that on the same line as the food, do about 60 to 90 days of the supplies as well, of, toilet paper, tissues, over-the-counter medications, prescription meds, things like that. And then no credit card living for a while. Like, don't rely on your card at all for anything if you can. That's ideal. It's like, why don't you work in cash? Don't go to your credit cards, and just take cash out and use the cash that you need. Learn alternate cooking methods. There's tons of ways to cook from scratch. I get new cookbooks in the mail probably every month. I love cookbooks, and I love finding new ways to cook, especially with my food storage. So it's really fun for me. Now I have to re-vacuum seal these oxygen absorbers. Okay, that's done. I hate my vacuum sealer. It's so cheap. Oh, anyway, so ways to store water, and there's also going to be like having some cash on hand, like I was talking about just a second ago. Like, don't have, don't rely on your credit or debit cards for a while. Like, do everything in cash and see how that goes. You'll be really surprised, like how much money you're spending and stuff. But keep cash on hand just in general, like just to keep cash on hand, like store a little bit. Have side gigs, get those multiple income streams going. Have basic gear, flashlights, batteries, that kind of thing that I was talking about earlier. Have at least 30 or 60 days supply, stuff like that. And then stay informed through those multiple sources and get to know your local community. It is extremely important for us to know the local services and what's available in our local community and how we can access it, not only to receive, but to give. Giving is one of the best, most satisfying things that we can do. So, I give so much here on YouTube and ask for little in return, especially to join my Patreon to help support me through liking and commenting and sharing. And I think there's a hype now. And I don't know, I'm not hip with the hype. That sounded really lame. Please still stay subscribed even after I said that. Please. If you think times are tough now, I think it's going to get a little bit tougher. I really do. You don't have to live afraid. Take that fear, take that uncertainty, take that doubt, and put it all into preparedness. Self-reliance isn't extreme. It's normal. And you can start today with what you have right now and by watching my videos, going to my website for checklists, and joining my Patreon. Thank you all so much for watching. Conquer tomorrow by preparing today. Comment down below with how you are going to be better prepared for any future government shutdowns, job loss, or anything else. Thank you all. Bye-bye.